Yeah, guys, it's Roger here on Affinity Extra, celebrating gospel music of black origin. This is how we do it here. I just got fresh off the press. I was going about to do something totally different, but I think it's kind of topical. But I've been dealing with a lot of issues from a black community perspective about us stepping up. About us being better and being better to in terms of with our music, with what we're doing out there. But I do think that we have a few issues that needs to be addressed now. I've done an article about this. We had a conversation. I might speak to our guys in the football show that we do, the Van Marino show. Watch Van Marino show. Yeah, he's hosted by me. We might have to deal with that. We've got. Okay, cool. Right, so so I'm being sorry, guys. I'm using my mic, so sometimes I'm thinking about but I'm forgetting on Instagram. People are checking in anyway. So yeah, so big up to everyone who's listening in anyway. So yeah, right. So what the situation with Dalian Atkinson? Yeah, Dalian Atkinson, far as I was concerned, was police officers came out. They're quoted saying he looked like this big, tall, big, angry black man, as per usual. He's got a thing going on there. So let me just make sure. I think someone's saying they can't hear me too well. I'm gonna try and address that when I in a bit and sort that out. But listen, as far as Dalian Atkinson was concerned, he was murdered by a police officer. They made it into manslaughter for the male officer, and the female officer has basically got away with it. It's been mentioned that Dalian Atkinson came across very angry, very how can I say it? He had a bad turn, whichever way. Does it mean that every time he's big and tall and giant, he's 6 foot? He's not 6'8". He's not a giant. He's a bit taller than me. I don't class myself as tall. I'm quite average in height. I'm 5'11". You know what I'm saying? So he's only literally 1.5 centimeters taller than me. So he's not that much bigger than me. Okay, he got big, wider shoulders. Why does black men always seem to come across as aggressive, and it scares people into illegal practices to stop us? Are you that scared of us? So for me, when black boys have been put in prison for shaking someone's hand on the bus and they go ahead and do the crime, but both the two police officers, only one is found guilty while the other one not only watches but actually hits out on the person, actually bangs. She has actually actively tried to do something to him. So I think she got the trench and hit him. So, far as I'm concerned, if that was me with my other friend who did the killer blow, I'll be locked up in prison. So why do police officers get away with it? That's the question I want to ask the police services. That's the question that, we're happy to have this conversation, police officers. You're doing your best to make things better with the black community. Yeah? I'm happy not to shout, not to moan, not to groan, not to be unreasonable. But are you prepared to have a reasonable conversation to explain to us? And it might not be the police that's doing this, because they're going to do their own investigation. Is this another situation that the law courts has shown their blatant white racist selves and actually make sure that if you murder a black person, you don't get full punishment? We've seen it with young men being killed in Birmingham this year. Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, last year technically, but we've seen it happen where people have got away with murdering black people. I'm not saying it doesn't happen the other way around. All I'm saying is highlighting the circumstances when evidence is blatantly on the table, they find a way out. 2 police officers go to see somebody and the person is murdered after they left, after their altercation. But both of them have physically gone too far. You've tasered the man too long, then licked the man up on the floor. kicking him and beating him on the floor. But I will again say to us as a community, what we're saying about it, what we're doing about it. Are we too scared to mention anything about it? Sorry, guys. Again, I will call it out saying our youngsters are in the wrong when in the wrong, but also I'll call it out when I say that, you know what, sometimes police officers need to start being educated properly and understand that just because I'm 6 foot and I'm going through a mental crisis, that doesn't mean I need to get murdered. That's effectively what it is. So, or manslaughter, whichever way you look at it. Whether you suffered, the lady herself, Mary Elaine Bentley Smith, she said she suffered mentally after it. And what's the point? You murdered somebody. You murdered somebody. So far as I'm concerned, when you murder somebody, there is that implication that it will affect you. It's just like if you steal something, you'll feel that guilt in your head. So I'm not saying I'm glad that you feel like that. All I'm saying is, and that should not be part of the article that gets to my sympathy. So guys, the question is that I'm putting out there to you. Please, can you please explain to me, if I'm having a crisis and you turn up, a mental health crisis, are you going to do your uttermost best to show undue force to stop me? It's force which is actually illegal, probably 5 to 10 times longer than what you should do with a taser, and then being beaten on the floor just because I'm black. That's the reality of shows. That's where we are, guys. You know, I can go on about this point, but just have a good think about it, because you know we need to have a good look at ourselves as a community.
And it was black. I've been kissed by the sun, and
Hi, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment, and make sure that you're sharing the videos and watching so much more. We have loads of content for you. I hope you enjoy.